I think the one thing I liked about the read and react, and especially the way it was taught, is it was taught in such a great manner. It was highly organized, and so you had a plan. That lots of times you'll watch a videotape and they'll say, do this, run this offense, but you don't have any idea how to actually make it work and how you can put it in and get better and better at it. And the thing about the read and react and the read and react DVDs is that there is a plan for you on how to teach this offense and how to get your players better running that offense. And I think that was the key thing about choosing the read and react. And then as we went into it, that really made it a great offense for us. And I think the other thing about the read and react is the support on the website and by Rick and Scott and Dustin, and that they provide for you so that if you do have questions, you can find answers really quickly. I think sometimes when you look at the read and react and you see all those layers and you think, I got to get to this point and this point and this point and this point. What was important to us was that we get good at the basics, that we get good at the pass and cut, we get good at the penetration and circle, that we get good at the speed dribble, and that we get good at making all the reads. And we know that in time we'll be able to put in more layers. And so it can be overwhelming at first. And there are a lot of teams that might run the read and react and look totally different than we do. But the fact that you can be very, very successful with maybe, like you say, just 6 or 8 layers is a tribute to just the basic principles and the beauty of the offense. This past season, we put in 8 layers of the read and react offense with a little bit with the back screens. We didn't really get to the point where there were multiple back screens, and hopefully eventually we'll continue to evolve and move into more layers. But we felt it was really important to be good at the basic layers of the circle movement, the give and go and fill, and the basic core of the offense, and then eventually add more as time goes on, the more we run it. We, as a staff, will track how we scored each game. And we found that we were getting about high 60%, high 60s in scoring off just the simple circle movement and pass and cut. But again, it goes back to, I think, if you just drill something and get good at it, you can be highly successful. I think the read and react offense created an environment that just made your team have better chemistry. It's an offense where it's really predicated on the fact you give up the ball, you're going to get it back. And every drill you do is you giving up the ball before you score or before you shoot. And so I think the offense in and of itself creates team chemistry, a team bonding, because it's all about essentially putting somebody else before you within the offense. And I think the other thing about it is that it creates, because it's all on principles and reading off one another, we see things as coaches and we can stop and say, hey, did you guys see this? But they start seeing it and they say to their teammate, they say, hey, Camille, if you cut here, I can go back door here and then we can get this action. So it creates really an open dialogue between coaches and players. We were very, very happy with the balance that it provided on the floor. Our team, we had 3 players in double figures and 2 almost in double figures. So it created an environment where 5 people were hard to guard, yet at the same time, we felt like our key players were getting the touches they need and the looks they need. So it kind of played right into that. And then the team did a good job. If someone was hot, shooting the ball really well, they did a nice job of finding that person and putting them in the situations to score. I would say another maybe concern at first of running the read and react, I thought, golly, does everybody have to be able to penetrate? Does everyone ever have to be able to shoot threes, or will they not be successful in this offense? And what I found was that the read and react actually, if they were weak in one area, it helped them, because if, let's say, a great shooter that wasn't great at putting it on the floor, what would happen is that someone would penetrate, she'd draw the help, and you'd pitch to the kid who's a great shooter, but if they closed out, lots of times it was a lunge, and so they were able to have an easier penetration versus just saying, okay, you have to beat this person one-on-one off the dribble. It opened up areas that they weren't great at, but because of the look that came before that look, they were able to be better at it. So a great three-point shooter actually became a decent penetrator because of the offense. Not a great three-point shooter became a better three-point shooter because she was getting wide open looks for the three versus having to shoot with a hand in her face. I think the offense did help the development of our players because it is an offense where you want to be able to pass the ball and hit a cutter going to the rim. You do want to be able to penetrate a little bit. You want to be able to shoot the ball, and I think it helped because we did have to focus on maybe someone's weakness and get better at it. And so it was an offense where eventually over time they got better at those skills. And even the skills that they were great at, they even refined those even more because of the offense. So I do think this is an offense that helped grow overall skills of basketball players.